Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's update of the $10,000 Options Lab. Uh, Not a real good week. It's going to be a short video. I think I got food poisoning last night. I'm feeling a little bit better, but I have no energy at all. Really wiped me out. But anyway, I'll show you what my account was last week. 11,600. So I'm down $350 for the week. That's unrealized losses. I have not closed any of those accounts or any of those trades, so still hoping for them to come back. Really, all I'm in is SoFi and TQQQ. Uh, that's about all I'm in right now. That's really killing me. They both. I never traded TQQQ before, and I'm kind of seeing um, what can go wrong if it's in a downtrend. Uh, so I'm gonna have to be more careful trading that if I do trade it in the future. And SoFi, we all know what's going on with that. I'm sure a lot of you guys are following SoFi, and it's we got to find a bottom somewhere. I think I'm at the point where I'm not going to buy any more SoFi. What I have is what I have, and that's what I'm going to run with. So um, now once SoFi starts coming back up, I'll sell covered calls against my shares and against my calls, the poor man's cover call. This week, I'll show you my spreadsheet. I only had $20 in realized gains. This is a put credit spread. I opened it on the 26th uh, and closed it on. I opened on the 25th. It expired on the 26th, and I expired worthless on the 26th. So I made 20 bucks on it. It wasn't about how much I was making on it. I was just trying something new. Um, and it did work, but I didn't just didn't follow up on it later on in the week to do any more of them. So I'm kind of uh, excuse me, I told you I'm really exhausted. I'm kind of in a point where my account's been red for so many days that I'm kind of just sitting back and not really doing anything until we start seeing some green. Now I'll tell you, my stepson is also trading, doing the same thing. He has about a $7,000 account, and he was up 200 yesterday and like 75 today. So I might have to try to find out what he's doing differently that I'm not doing, because he's showing me screenshots every day of green days, and I get one green day every 2 weeks it seems. So uh, again, these aren't realized losses, so I'm still confident that I can get the money back. But so this week, 23rd to the 27th, I opened this one that I told you about. I also opened this SPY 675, 670 put credit spread. Sold it. I opened it for $41. Um, my hope is that by the 20 or by March 4th, which is next Wednesday, SPY is still above 670, 675 actually, and I'll collect the whole $41 on this. Now Robinhood closes it out for I think $1 at the end of the day, so technically I'd only make $40 on it. I don't think they actually let it expire worthless unless it's in the money. So uh, I opened these two this week. That one closed the next day. This one's still open. And over here, I just opened just this one this week, um, and it's still open. I bought another SoFi call for $2.50, which I think is about where it's trading at right now. It might be a little bit lower than that, but that's December's expiration. So that's that. That's pretty much the moves I made this week. You can see my put credit spread. I've opened it for $41. It's now at 68, so I'm down 27. But like I said, as long as it closes next Wednesday above 675, it's going to be all pure profit for me. Um, and I will tell you, the uh, the put credit spread that I had on here, uh, closed worthless yesterday. This thing really took a beating yesterday morning. Um, I opened it for $21, and at one point yesterday, I think it was at $80. Uh, it went down to, that was a 603 put credit spread. I think it went down to like 603.50 maybe. I don't think it ever actually got in the money. That was a 15 delta, so um, yeah, I was a little bit nervous about it, but I held on to it and it worked out. So, uh, been having really good luck in the futures. We talked about that a little bit, and I'll go ahead and show you kind of what I'm doing. These are my PA accounts. I use Apex, and like I said, if you guys want me to do some videos on futures, let me know in the comments. Yeah, I'm having a lot more luck with futures than I am with selling these options. But I have four active accounts, real money accounts. And the way that it works is, I guess this video will be longer than I thought, but the way that that works is you buy an account. Apex will do a 90% off sale, and they're like $17 for a $50,000 account, and it's $75. Typically, they charge $75 to convert that to a real money account once you pass. On a $50,000 account, I believe your trailing threshold is 2,500. You have to get it to 53,000 to pass. Now, what that trailing threshold means is if you're at 51,000, your trailing threshold is not 48.5. It like ratchets up every time your account balance goes up. Your trail stop follows it just like a regular trail stop would. Um, if as long as you get to 53,000 before you blow the account, then you passed. There's no rules on the evaluation accounts. And what I typically do is I buy two accounts, and right before a news event, I'll go long in one and short in the other. And one of them, probably 90% of the time, I pass one of them. Um, been doing that for a while. At one point, I think I had 9 or 10 accounts, but that was before I really had any kind of system down, and I lost, I think, all of those. Um, so you can see once you pass the eval, you pay the 75, and it used to be 130 or something, but now they have deals where it's only 75 to convert them. I don't know how much longer that'll last, when they'll change it, what they'll do with it. But once you pay the money to convert it, now you have a $50,000 account or whatever size account you purchase, and the goal is to get to 52.6. That also has a trailing stop. Um, I think it's a it was $2,500 or $3,000 trailing stop. However, on a PA account, a performance, what is it they call it? Performance something. It's a real money account. On the real money accounts, that trailing stop stops at 50,100. So if you get the account to $80,000, that trailing stop's still at 50,100. Um, I told myself that I wasn't going to cash in and I was going to keep building it up till I got to like 60,000, so I had a lot of room for error. I didn't do that. I didn't follow that rule. I've been cashing out anytime I can. So there's other rules too, but you can see these are my daily results with these accounts, and this is before I was really doing much good with them. $1,000 loss that day. But you come down here, I started a second one here, September 4th. I didn't trade it for a long time. Um, so I did okay. And here I took a payout. I requested a payout. I was at 52,658. Took a $500 payout. That was December 8th. Takes about roughly a week and a half to get the money in your account. Um, I've never so far had one denied, but I'm pretty sure I'll have one denied this time, and I'll explain that in a minute. Um, but I've never had one denied so far. Um, when you do request a payout, my advice is don't trade that account until you see the money has been sent to your checking account or whatever account you have it going to. If you trade it the next day before it's been approved and you drop down below that 52.6, you're not going to get your payout. So I probably err on the side of caution. I don't trade it again until I see that the money's been sent to my account. Uh, doesn't mean actually in my account, but it's been sent from Apex. Uh, I think once you're approved, you could probably get away with trading it, but I just try to be safe on it. So I got a $500 payout on December 8th, and you come down and you see didn't trade it for a while, and then I traded some more. Um, then around Christmas, the end of the year, I didn't trade it at all, just because the market was crap. But I run sim accounts on these. I'm running trading bots. I run sim accounts, and they actually did really good. So I should have went ahead and traded these, but I didn't. You can see over here I have the news events for each week. So you come down here, we're in January now. 52,000, 52,071, 52,141, and I got to here, requested a payout. This was a $500 payout again. I got that when it was approved, and I got it. This one I requested an $800 payout. When you request a payout, you can only go down to 52,100. So it's not like you can take the whole $2,600 or whatever it is. You can only go down. I think once you have so many payouts on that particular account, then you can withdraw the whole thing. I'm not sure about that. I've never got to that point. But anyway, I took an $800 payout on this one, and then here's where the fun starts. You can see these accounts. I have four of them now. This one's at 52.8, but you have to have 8 trading days, not 8 days that the market was open. You have to actually make trades on 8 of those days. Um, so it can be 3 weeks, but you have to have 8 days that you actually traded that account. You have to have 5 days with at least $50 profit. So you can't go in and say day one you make $2,000, and the next 7 days you just do little trades and make a dollar, lose a dollar. They put safeguards in there so they don't, protect themselves. Um, so you have another rule that it's called a 30% rule. Your biggest day can't be uh, more than 3 times your worst profit day, not counting losing days. So if you look here, I got a payout here, didn't trade it for a few days. So this day I made 174, this day I made 213, this day I lost 178, this day I made 90, and that's my problem. This day I made 159, this day I made 247, this day I lost 496, that day I made 306. I made 306, which means my worst winning day has to be at least 102 30, I don't know, whatever this is divided by 3 or times 30%. Let's do that real quick. 306.96 times 0.3. My worst day, my worst winning day has to be at least 92.08. And you go back and see this day I had 90. So they haven't approved it yet. They haven't denied it yet. But just because it's been a whole week, I know that they're going to flag that. Now, I don't know what happens at that point. If anybody knows, put it in the comments. Do I just, after they deny it, do I just have to make 1 day trades where I make at least that 102 something or other, and then I'm good to go, or I'd have to start over? I don't know. If anybody does know that, put it in the comments because I'm curious. Uh, so this is the end of the week. This is here today. This account here today, I finally got my 8 trading days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got my 8 trading days. My biggest day was 249.90. So I made sure times 0.3. My lowest winning day has to be at least 74.97. And I made sure I did that. So my lowest was 86.36. So I made that threshold. So I didn't violate that rule. I think that's pretty much covers the rules. So I'm going to request probably this weekend or tonight, request be $1,100. I can request 1169.52. I just rounded off request 1100 from that one. This one, I'm going to have to wait till I get, I guess I got to wait till I get a denial and then trade one more day on it, and I'll request another, whatever it is, 500 or whatever. Um, and then this one here, I'm still building that one up. That was a pretty new account back here, February 4th. I have more than 8 trading days on it, so that's not a problem. I just got to get it up to 52.6. And same with this one. This account here is only 1 week old, and I'm up $488 in it. So that's pretty much how that works. Like I said, if you want me to do another video series, I can do them like Monday mornings or Sunday night, and I'll put them. They'll all be on the same channel, but I'll make sure I title them separately so you know one's futures, one's options. So I am using bots on these. Very seldom do I ever live trade these manually. I have a full-time job. I do work from home, but I have a full-time job. I can't be watching charts, so I kind of set them. I set the parameters, and if you're interested, I can tell you who I go through to get the bots. Some of them I've created myself, but I can explain all that to you. I can lead you to where, the guy that kind of, I mean, I've had a few different places I've worked with bots through, but one was really, really good. It's called the Predator, and if you look on YouTube, it is, I think it might be actually called the Predator on YouTube. But he has a channel on there. And like I said, if you guys are interested in it, I'll bring it up for you. Point you to him. You can go to his Discord. He has a, I'll show you some of the, let me show you some of the bots. This one here hit its loss limit for the day. Today wasn't a good day for the bots. Well, probably as you can see from that spreadsheet, this is where, these are the results of the bots, weekly results. This week, that one lost 240. That one made 1,200. That one made 800. That one made 1,500. That one made 400. That one made 1,700. That one lost 1,200. But if you look at today, minus 950, minus 960. This bot here is kind of the one that I really like. Works good. But there's a few of them. This one here, actually, these ones I kind of created myself. And Dre that runs the Discord that created this, it's like an entry program. You can set all the filters and whatnot for it, all these settings, and he created this and he sells it. When I bought it, it was like $320. I don't know what it's at now, but you can see the payouts I've got using it. But anyway, this HMA cross is something that I kind of created, but I had to have Dre configure it to work within his software because I wasn't that good. So he created, one of the guys in the Discord created this one, just with the different settings. I think Dre created that one, and I had one up here that I created, but I got rid of it because it wasn't as good as theirs was. And there's no rule violations there with Apex. He actually has a partnership with Apex, because it's not automated trading where you just set it and you walk away. You can go in and you can set your own profit and loss limits. You can change your settings, halfway through. If your target's 100 points, you can change it to 75 points. It's not a set and forget. Like I said, I've been using it for a couple of years now, and I've never been denied a payout. And he has a partnership with Apex, so he can explain it to you better than me. But that's where I got these from. I also have another one that is, let me pull that one over. This one here is from a different company. It's an orb. It's based on a 15-minute orb. It's called automatedtrading.ch. I pay like $30 a month for a subscription to that. He has a lot more bots than just this one, but this is the most successful one. I've been trading this one mostly this week. And I also, uh, if you look, pull this back over. Actually, I can't use that one. Um, if you go into, your control panel and hit new and trade performance, you'll get this. And this will show you the performance of all the trades and accounts that you've had. So, and this is actual results. This isn't based on theoretical or hypotheticals. So I go back, I usually do about 1 month. So I'll go back to January 18th, and this is how I determine what trades, what bots I'm going to run each day. So now I go up here to, I set my date, January 18th. I do roughly 1 month. Um, Click on the filter there, and these are all the accounts that I'm running on. These are all sim accounts. These PA ones are real accounts, and these are evaluation accounts. So let me get rid of all these and show you how I do this. I'll show you how my PA accounts are done. It'll show you how each one is done in that roughly 5 weeks. So in 5 weeks, this one's up $2,000. This one's up $1,000. This one's up $1,800, and this one's up $495. That's the one I just opened this week. So this is the one that I just showed you that I pay $30 a month for. In the 5 weeks that I've been, in the past 5 weeks, it's up $5,342. Um, Pull this up and you can see um, average per month $4,200 if that stays consistent. 78% win rate. Average winning trade 252. Average losing trades 278. 11 consecutive winners in a row, 3 consecutive losers in a row. So you can see all that. And by the way, this is NinjaTrader if you weren't sure. If you go with Apex, NinjaTrader is automatically included if you buy Apex evaluations. So, and this one here up $204 it looks like. And golfing's up 570. That one's down 6,000. That's the one that I don't use anymore, but it still runs it. That one's down 1,400. That one's down 2,500. 275 minus 4,000 plus 3,400 plus 12, almost 1,200 and plus 280. So if you go back up here to the first one, the first sim, now you go into summary, hit analysis. Now you have all these different things to look at in here. What I do is I go down to day of the week, and you see here they're not in the right order, so I click that and it puts them in the right order. On Wednesdays, this one does really good. In fact, it has a 100% win rate on Wednesdays, 9 trades. Doesn't mean it won't have a loss at some point, but I like to play the odds. So Wednesdays, I play this one. Um, you look at this one. Let's go back to this one. Mondays, Thursdays are pretty good also. Thursdays, it's only a 52% win rate, but you can see it's profitable, up $2,000 during that 5 weeks. You can look at, Tuesday is not really worth playing. There's not $60 in 5 weeks isn't worth playing. Oops, never mind. I click off that one. Okay, let's go back again. 100%. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays, this would be good to play. Fridays, it has an 86% win rate on Fridays, but it doesn't have a great profit. It's $400. That's roughly $100 per week on trading this. So I probably wouldn't trade this one on Fridays. Look at this one. Thursdays are pretty good here. I don't trade this on Tuesday or Friday for sure. I always look at the percentage. I look at the max average winner, average loser, and I look at the max loser. I don't care about the max winner. I do care about the max loser, the largest loser. So you come down, this is the engulfing. Tuesdays are really good for it, 82% win rate. Uh, this is the one that I don't trade anymore. This is the one that Dre, that created the Predator, he created this one. Um, 61% on Mondays, Thursdays 100%, 5 trades. Uh, this is basically the same thing. I just I just created a second one because I use Apex Trade Copier, and the one I had unlimited trades, so it would just trade all day long, and I didn't want to do that with my copier. I wanted to have it set to once it made $500, it shut off for the day, which you can do in the software. Um, this is another one, another guy in the Discord created. 100% win rate on Thursdays. This one here is good on Tuesday. Now this one here was really good for a long time. It has kind of slipped lately, so uh, this one here really good on Monday. Even Tuesday's okay. Wednesday's really good. So Monday and Wednesday, I trade this one. This one here is really good on Thursdays. Not bad on Tuesdays. And this one here is good on Tuesday. Not great, but it's good on Tuesday and Friday. And I'll be honest, I don't really trade this one, but so that's what I look at when I'm doing when I'm figuring out what days to trade which bots. Um, Today, Friday, none of them are really that good on Friday. So today, I needed uh, I needed um, one more trade in that account to get my 8 trades in. So I actually traded this one here. Now Fridays aren't great. They're not bad. They're not great. But I just needed to make at least $100 so I would be within that 30% rule. So I used the trade copier, and once I was up, it was up about $110. I shut it off. I manually closed this trade. The simulation account stayed in the trade. I'm copying the simulation trade into the real trade. I exited the real trade, let the simulation continue running, and if you look at it, it actually uh, I think it actually lost money today. 27th. Um, no, it didn't. It made $59 today. So it didn't lose money, but it wouldn't, if I would have stayed in it, I wouldn't have hit my $100 minimum that I needed. So once it hit that minimum I needed, I closed out of it so I can get my 8 trading days, stay within the 30% rule. And that's how I've been doing this. And you see my results. I've cashed in, oh, I don't know, uh, I've cashed in $1,800 so far. Well, this one's going to get denied, I'm pretty sure. So let's scratch that out. So 1,300 plus next week I'll probably be cashing this in for 500. So we'll be back at 18. And I got another one I'm going to request a payout on this week, so that'll be 1,100. So $2,900 in 2 months. Uh, Hard to beat for not really doing much work. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot of work the last 2 years building all this data and figuring out how I can make what work. So it has been a lot of work in that sense, but I've kind of tested everything and see what works and what doesn't. For a while, I was just trading everything every day. I was blowing through accounts like crazy. You can see uh, I'm on account number, I'm up to number 40. That means I've blown 36 accounts. Um, and most of those I never got a payout on. So, overall, I think I'm probably still in the hole, but uh, I think in the next couple months I'll be back above water for all the money I've spent on Apex accounts. Uh, and from there, it's just all just money in my pocket. So, like I said, this video ended up being the longest one I've made so far. If you're interested in me doing anything on the futures, I go over my weekly results or anything I found out or anything I've changed. let me know in the comments, and I'll start doing those. So far, nobody's responded. So, if nobody's interested, I'm not going to spend the time doing it. But if you guys are interested in it, let me know. Uh, as always, like, subscribe, and share. I'm not a licensed or certified financial advisor. I'm just showing you my results and what worked for me. And if it works for you, great. Give it a try, and it's up to you. All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.